Welcome back to another edition to the week. Well, we're in a few weeks from the championship tonight, and we're here at Watkins, Glen. I'm Andrew Spears, my co-host Rob McDonald. We are the group, United Racing Network, and we're here to bring y'all a class action night of racing here at Watkins, Glen. Are you ready for it, Rob?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you see these guys turn left all the time, but now we're throwing something different. They have to turn right.
Yep, that's it. Got to go right. I'm excited. And out of all the road courses out there, Rob, this is probably my favorite.
Yeah, it's a really interesting track, to say the least. I mean,
Yes.
there's a few uphills, a few downhills, and
A lot of places where these guys can get loose, too.
Yeah, I mean, in practice, we saw, I don't know if you saw it, but I was watching it, and I saw Mike Killenbeck end up on his roof.
Is he driving the Valvoline car?
Yeah.
Okay. That was, he went for a wild ride for sure.
Yeah, he did.
But
I looked away from the screen and looked back, and he was on his roof.
That's it. I don't see it. I don't see the event, or I'd show it. Guys, we have a new logo.
Yep,
So we are no longer, showing the red, white, and blue, even though we do support the red, white, and blue. But we now have,
and the red and white.
yeah, we hush. It's now gold, as you can see.
Yep.
So that's awesome to know.
It's beautiful too.
Yeah, it is. I'm enjoy looking at it for sure. It's
right.
Definitely a great logo. Thanks to the designer of it for sure.
Yes, for sure. So we're coming into about the last 3 minutes of practice here, and then we're going to go into qualifying times. Now, I spoke with some of the drivers earlier, and it appears that with the fuel load that they're carrying, they're looking at about 27 laps on tires. Now, tonight's race is only 25 laps, which means that they won't have to pit for fuel.
Okay.
However, the tires may need it. Speaking with some of the drivers...
You said the fuel may need it or the tires may need it?
No, the tires may need it.
Okay.
They're good for 27 laps on fuel, as average right now, coming from a few of the drivers.
Okay.
So we are carrying the 80% fuel load. But yeah, they say tires may be an issue on the track here tonight.
Okay.
So we'll have to see. I mean, will it become a factor? We don't know.
Well, when these guys enter the bus stop, like we just seen there, Kevin Coleman actually went on the rumble strip, so that's going to take away from some of the tires too. So that's going to eat away at the tires a little more than it would if he was just on a regular oval track. Yeah. So going across these bumps and stuff, that may play into a factor in that as well. Now, I do want to point out, you told me before we started the broadcast, these guys are not taking full course cautions tonight. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. I heard from race control that they're not doing full course cautions unless there is like a full course blockage. So, I mean, maybe if, a couple cars get together in the bus stop or whatnot and they essentially block the track, they may throw a full course caution. But tonight, it seems that we're just going to be doing sort of like the road racing style where, you'll get a sector caution.
Okay.
Basically, hey, slow down. There's somebody spun out.
Yep, and we see that all the time in the IMSA series, the GT3 series.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, we have about 20 seconds to go before we jump into the qualifying session. So we can get you back to qualifying. Let's hear a word from our sponsors. All right, Rob. Those sponsors that we just mentioned there, guys, they are great sponsors for us to have. They allow us to show you guys the spectacle of this sport in all forms. Dirt, road racing, NASCAR. Love it. We appreciate them. Thank you, JP. Thank you, Admin Box, and thank you for the league. Happy iRacing. Let's go qualify.
Who are we going to ride on board here with right now?
Well, the guy that we have the guy that has the camera tonight is Don Warren in that beautiful, crazy-looking Hawaiian punch car. So,
I love that stuff.
dude, it's so good. It's so good. As he gets sideways there.
Mind you, this is his out lap, but it looks like he's got quite a bit of damage there on that front side.
Yeah, he's going to take her to the pits back and try it out. He's going to do an out lap again. We're going to ride on board with Don Warren here and see how he does. That's what I'm talking about. When you get into those S's, it gets very, very sketchy.
It does for sure.
So,
I mean, these cars really aren't. Well, I mean, they're built for speed and they're built to turn left. So, I mean, when you start throwing other factors into it, although these drivers are really highly qualified and absolutely amazing in what they do, sometimes you just get a little bit of a slip up.
That's it. And especially when we only go to a few road courses a season.
Mm-hmm.
I think they only do in Happy Hour, they do one road course a season. This happens to be the one. And fun fact, Watkins Glen is where I learned how to drive on road course first. I'm very familiar with it. In the old NASCAR games, if we went road racing, I went here.
Okay.
So this is where I learned this track at.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I've only ran this track once, and it was actually for our Thursday night kind of fun run.
Yeah.
And we did it in the Lucas Pro Oil 4 trucks. But we were allowed to cut corners. We were allowed to go anywhere we needed to go to get across the track.
Well, you were also in the Mazda race where somebody ended up on your hood.
Was that wasn't at Watkins Glen? That was at Monza.
No, that was at Watkins Glen.
No, it was at Monza.
You getting them confused?
No, it was at Monza. I can guarantee it.
Okay. All right.
I'm like 95% certain.
The Monza race.
No, it was. Yeah, sorry, it was. Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. So we're riding around with Tyler Robertson right now, and these guys are lone qualifying, which means that we're going to be jumping through the field here and seeing where these guys are on track, but they're not racing on the track at one time. They're all in their individual sections, or all in their individual servers doing their lap times. So it makes everybody able to qualify at one time and move along qualifying pretty quickly. So we are 3 minutes into a 5-minute qualifying session, and right now Eddie Baker is your pole sitter.
With a 112.80.
Yeah, Killenbeck is back at 113.85. Oh, we just had a change.
Neil took that second position at 1 minute 13 and 42. But I mean, all these drivers that we're looking at right now, they're really, really fast drivers.
Yeah, well, and they also race in the GT3 series, so
yeah,
road course racing is not something like somebody like Corey LaJoie in real life. He doesn't road race; he oval races. So for him to go out on a road course and win something, it's a spectacular moment.
Yeah.
These guys, yesterday they raced the GT3 race at Mount Panorama, which we are sorry we were not able to broadcast. I had something come up, and I do apologize. We're not going to make that mistake again. There's only one more scheduled miss this year, or this season, and that is on June 8th.
Yeah, when the next gen will be the Auto Club Super Speedway, or the Auto Club Speedway, sorry.
Yes, and that is where we are planning to miss. We may not miss it, but that's our planned missed night, so just so y'all are aware.
Who knows? Maybe we'll just throw a little wrench into the plan, and we'll surprise you guys on June 8th. And, if all goes well, it'll be Andrew and I in the same booth.
That's literally the same booth. Literally the same booth in the same house. So we'll see where it goes. All right, Rob, race info. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
All right, cool deal. So we're here at Watkins Glen. The air temperature outside 66 degrees Fahrenheit. The dew point or the humidity is at 54%.
Oh, it dropped.
It did drop, but we still are cloudy. Cloudy is actually, that's not partly cloudy, it's just cloudy. So there's a change there. But we still have that wind out of the west going to the east at 2 miles an hour.
Looks like track temperatures are sitting at about 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes,
so.
they are sitting at 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is a little bit cold for these tires. So are they going to become loose? You know, the optimal racing temps are between 78, 79, about 89, 90. So anything above that or under that, you're going to have some either tire loss, which causes your traction, or just the tires can't get warmed up to temp, meaning you're also going to lose some traction. So turn one's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, well, and it looks like we're gridding up here. So right now we got Mason Neal sitting pole, Eddie Baker second, Mike Killenbeck third, Brian Mansfield fourth, Don Warren fifth, Kevin Coleman sixth, Brendan McLaughlin eighth, Tyler Robertson, Brandon McLaughlin seventh. Yeah, Tyler Robertson eighth, James Smith in ninth, Jonathan Wright in 10th. And it looks like DJ Kinner and Scott Kez have not gridded.
Nope, not yet. Maybe DJ can get out there soon. But as of right now, we have 10 drivers in the field, and we're going to have 10 fast drivers tonight. These guys are all going to try to stick together. I hope we can get some good close racing all night long. You know, usually GT3 people separate. I hope that doesn't happen tonight.
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, the way these drivers drive, I don't know. You know, one person could just take off. But, I mean, even in oval track racing, when we see Mason Neal out front, he normally just takes off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that going to happen here tonight? It's just a waiting game to see, really.
Yeah, but Eddie Baker, he does really well when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, he does. And so it will be interesting, but you know, as history dictates, I mean, Mason, it almost seems he gets to jump every time. So
yeah, that is true. And as we come down, we're entering turn 10. We're going to be entering turn 11 afterwards, which is the straightaway, and we'll be going green. So we'll be going green at Watkins Glen for the first time this season. Who can win it? Can Mason Neal hold off Eddie Baker, Mike Killenbeck, Brian Mansfield, Coleman, Warren Robertson, McLaughlin, Smith, and Wright? Or is it going to be any of those guys I just called out? Turn one's going to be a booger. It's going to be fast. They got to go fast to slow real quick because it's a 90-degree turn to the right. As they turn out of turn 11, that pace car is going to dip off there to the right, and we will be going green here momentarily. We are green here at Watkins Glen as they come down to turn 1, and we're going to see how they take it because I'm really curious to see what happens here. It seems to be smooth.
Well, fairly smooth there, yeah. And, you know, Neal gets that little bit of a jump. I mean, he's already half a second ahead, 3/4 of a second ahead.
Yep.
But, I mean, will he be able to hold on to it? That's the thing.
That is the big question, yes.
And, I mean, we only have 25 laps here tonight, so...
With no full course cautions.
Yeah, exactly.
They all make it through the bus stop okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody picked up any front splitter damage there. So
no, and that was a big concern with these cars about that because these cars are so susceptible to damage on that splitter. That splitter is very fragile.
Yeah.
But
well, even that and the rear diffusers as well.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, when they take those bumps, it's not easy on the car by any means. So
no, it's not. And but these cars seem to be doing okay. Everybody's kind of spaced out about a second apart from one another. I'm going to actually swap my timing screen over to a road course style to see how they go. Yep, there they go. Position in lap. Nope. Maybe it's position in race. Yeah, there we go. So we're just going to ride along here and see how they do. I mean, so far it's been really good.
Yep. Yeah, everybody's just kind of, spread themselves out, and they're in for the long haul now. They're just waiting for the driver in front of them to make a mistake. Um, because we don't have the full course cautions, that's all they can really um, worry about. Really, is the driver in front of them making mistakes so that they can get that position.
Yeah. And you can hear the throttle control, although Robinson's trying to get some type of draft going here on Coleman. They're starting to break away into 2 packs here, and it looks like the separation.
3 packs.
Yeah, almost 3. And the separation seems to be back there where Tyler Robinson is in the number 5 car.
Yeah, it seems to be, the front pack is Neil Baker Mansfield, the second pack is Killenbeck, Coleman, Robertson, and then everybody else just kind of in that back pack. So,
and Kenner and Kez is not on track. They are showing to be out of this race this evening. For any fans out there for DJ or Kez.
Neil's still holding that gap.
Yeah, but Baker's right on his tail. And you know who we didn't do? You know what we didn't do at the beginning of this race?
We didn't pick our picks.
We didn't pick our picks. Let's go ahead and do that.
All right. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going Mansfield tonight.
Well, Mansfield. Now, why is that?
Well, I mean, he's always a top contender when it comes to GT3. He's always a contender when it comes to oval. So, I mean, you put those two together, and Watkins Glen is it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going with Mansfield tonight.
Okay. I'm going to pick my guy, Kevin Coleman.
Okay.
Now, it's because I like the car. That's a good-looking Wawa car. But I think he's going to play it safe and see how everybody feels out these tires. You see, he's not really into the throttle too much right now. Yeah. So I'm thinking he may be holding something back here.
It could be. I mean, he could have a strategy where he's saving his tires or he's saving his fuel. But, you know, like I said, when I talked to the drivers earlier, they were going on about 27 laps of fuel.
Okay.
So fuel may not really be his strategy. It may just be tire preservation.
Yeah, and I want to talk about a guy I've not seen out here yet, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but that 04 car. Oh, hold on, Mansfield's in the wall. Mansfield's in the wall, and I'm not recording his event. He had heavy damage on the front of his car.
Well, there's a curse.
It's back.
It's back.
I didn't see where it happened, guys. I'm going to take us to the. We're going to go. Oh, man. We're going to see if we can find out what happened here. Mansfield already grabbed the wall there. Let's go back here and see if we can find out what happened. Oh, yep, there's the damage right there. He comes to the bus stop, and he just got a little too high and grabs that wall.
Yeah, it seemed like he applied the throttle a little prematurely there and just sent her into the wall.
Yeah, but he doesn't care. He's keeping it out on track, which that's something I want to talk about too. So first is Wright, the 04 car. I've not seen him on track this season yet. Have you?
Sorry?
Have you seen Jonathan Wright on track yet this season? Or is he going to be one of our new members? Okay, well, let's do a shout-out to Jonathan Wright. If you have been on track before, I apologize for not noticing you until now. As it states there, he's a 31-year-old iRacer from Carrollton, Georgia. He's actually racing a playoff skin. If you look up at the top right there, it says playoff up there on his banner. So he's in a league where he's at a playoff, and that's fantastic. Congratulations to Jonathan Wright. So, and I think that car is badass.
I mean, it says badass right on it, so I mean, it's got to be.
Yeah. All right, so here's what I want to talk about with Mansfield. With Mansfield, he's not taking that thing to the pits yet. No. You know, he hit square on the wall, so that just messed up his front end. I think there's a reason for that, Rob. You don't need aerodynamics at a road course.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, because you're not you're not focused on the draft. You're not dependent on the draft. So really, aerodynamics isn't a factor here tonight.
No.
You know, with these cars, they have the downforce already. It's not like the splitter adds much more downforce than if you don't have it.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, the only thing that's going to hold him back a little bit is the drag, because he doesn't have, you know that clean front end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all open now, and he doesn't have the hood, so there is a lot of drag there.
And
but
you see he's holding James Smith off from that position.
Yeah, and I mean, he's still, he's still up there in speeds of 120, 130 mile an hour.
Yep.
So it looked like he was going in the pits there, but
well, see, that's the thing about turn 11 is turn 11 shares that curve with pit road. You're not technically on the commitment line until you get back into the straightaway. So they actually, you'll see that most of the time tonight with these guys taking that inside line, especially during passing. We do have a battle for position, though, between Kevin Coleman and Tyler Robertson right now.
Yeah, this is going to be for the 4th position.
Yep.
As you see, Coleman come to the inside as we're coming up to the bus stop here, but, he kind of backs off. So, he doesn't want to push that car too hard. Like I said, we still have 19 to go. So, he's just... But we've seen that in the past with him. He just kind of sits there and waits. And then when the time is right, that's when he makes his move.
Yep, and Tyler Robertson has been known to pardon my French, but goof up a little bit when he's put under pressure. We've seen it before. Now, we've also seen him go out and just win stuff, heavily in the lead. But when he's put under pressure, he does kind of mess up. Is that going to stop him from now? Or is that going to stop now? Or, what's going to happen there?
Yeah, it's hard to see. I mean, really, it's just going to be a time thing. So, we'll see. Like, we got 18 laps to go, so we'll have to keep an eye on those two throughout the race, and maybe check back with them around 10 to go and see where they're sitting at.
Yep, we are 18 to go here as Eddie Baker takes some air.
Yeah. And it doesn't look like he caught any damage from that, though, so he should be all right.
Yes, Nizzy Goof is indeed French, as he says that in the comments.
Yeah. It looks like you have some fans there in the chat as well. They're Brittany, so...
Oh, what? No, really? Oh. Golly.
I mean, you put it out there for public knowledge, so...
I did. I'll take that one. I'll take that slap on the wrist. I'm really loving the paint scheme on Neil's car. I really want to know if that's his real sponsor in real life, or if that's just something he grabbed. Because that skin is awesome looking.
It is. It's nice and clean, and it's just... That gradient's beautiful on it.
Yep.
Is that Andy's frozen custard? That's what that was?
What that said. So it looks like Don Warren has some damage. Let's go see if we can take a look at what caused that damage there. That same wall. Oh!
Oh, he rolled right over. Wow.
That's the same wall that grabbed Mansfield.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like the guys are just, a little overzealous and get back into the throttle a little bit too early, and it just, catches and just shoots them off into that wall. Like.
And our camera crew's got a second one. He's got our onboard camera, so let's ride with him. Oh.
I'm surprised that engine's still running.
Yeah, good thing them tires, though. Them tires do us good. Those tires are really, really bouncy, so to say.
Yeah.
So. All right, so let's go through the leaderboard here, guys, and see where everybody fills out. So, in the first position is Mason Neal. Second position, Eddie Baker. In the third position, Mike Killenbeck. Fourth position, Tyler Robertson. In that fifth position, driving the 00 Wawa car, Kevin Coleman. In the sixth position, Jonathan Wright. He, I believe, is the rookie of the league right now, or if he's not a rookie, he's first into this race. So, like I said, congratulations to him. for joining us tonight for Watkins Glen. In the 7th position is James Smith. Now, I've not really talked about James tonight. He's really, really good at these at oval tracks. So we're going to keep a closer eye on him throughout the rest of this race to see how he does.
Yep.
In the 8th position is Brian Mansfield, and he still has not completed that damage as he takes Eric Coben into the bus stop. In that 9th position is Brandon McLaughlin, driving the 81 Ford Credit Ford. And the 10th spot is Don Warren. He rolled it 2 laps ago. Maybe he can get through this bus stop without having causes or having issues again, which he does. And DJ Kenner and Scott Keys, or Kez, I apologize if I butchered that name, them two did not grid tonight. So that is how we stack up as we enter lap 14, or lap 16.
No, lap 10. Lap 10, we got 15 to go.
Oh, I'm looking at, yeah, sorry. Lap 10 with 15 to go.
I know math isn't your strong suit,
No,
but
it's
it
not.
is
I'm
mine,
from Alabama,
so.
damn it. And I'm getting reports that Kevin Coleman has crashed. Let's go back and take a look. Oh, he just gets loose right there. And
Yeah.
I think the trend tonight is going to be rocking no hoods.
Is
he stuck?
Oh, he might be stuck. Oh, no, he gets it going. Ooh, right out in front of James there.
Yep.
But it seems like it. I mean, we got, what, 3 cars now without a hood?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the trend tonight.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, you know, when I talked to the drivers, they said tire wear may be an issue. And it almost seems like that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
You know, these tires are getting chewed up because they're hitting the
rumble strips.
Yeah, the bumpers there. So it's tough to say. I'm not 100% sure. As you see, Neil looks like he was slid around that corner.
Yeah. And he seems to be, you know, he's feathering the gas. I don't think he's trying to use all the gas he has. You know, these guys are all out on the same tires and same gas strategies that everybody else right now. I'm not seeing. They're all probably, they're all have been out there for 11 laps for the top 10. So, and luckily with this with the pit strategy, it'll show all 10 drivers so we can see everybody at one time tonight.
Yeah.
With there only being 10 drivers in. So, we'll start watching for people to come down pit road in the next, I'd say, probably 5 laps just to get those tires replaced and settle in for that 9 laps to go. These guys are pushing some good times. These last times that we're looking at is about a minute 15 to a minute 30. Or a minute 10 to a minute 30 is what we're looking at here. Kevin Coleman having the slowest time on that last lap with a minute 30 because of his accident coming out of turn 1. But we're going to keep a close eye on James Smith. Like I said, you know, he's navigated this track well, but I don't really know if road courses is a strong suit. I've not really asked him that question. He's always up in the front of the pack when it comes to ovals. So with that being said, guys, we're going to take you side by side so we can hear a word from our Twitch advertisements. Welcome back to Watkins Glen. This is United Racing Network, and we have 12 laps to go.
Yep.
As we see an aggressive battle between the two no-hoods there.
And then the third one's just back there, just about to enter the bus stop.
Yep, and that is Kevin Coleman. I'm sorry, Brandon McLaughlin.
No, that's going to be Don Warren.
Oh, you're talking about the no-hoods. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Brandon McLaughlin's the split of the Red Sea there.
Yeah.
I got you. Cool. So, let's go take a look at Mason Neal, see how far he is ahead. He's got a pretty good gap on...
half-second lead over Eddie Baker there, it looks like.
Yeah, but Eddie Baker's still hanging in. You know, Mason Neal, when he's at a road course, he seems to, dart away and make some moves, or make some money moves, as I call it. He's not really getting that separation there. I'm not seeing that out of those three, or those two.
Well, I mean, when they started, I mean, Baker was, half a second back, and now he's, almost 5 seconds back. So, I mean, Neal is faster around the track. I mean, looking at their last lap, Neal was a 1:12.87, and Baker was a 1:13.26. So there is that separation of about 0.4 of a second per lap.
Yeah, but let's look at Tyler Robertson, though. Tyler Robertson just pushed let's see what the last lap time is here.
A 1:12.86, it looks like.
So he's 2 seconds faster than 1 and 2. Well, right around the cusp of that. As we have pitters out on pit lane now. Jonathan
Wright.
Jonathan Wright is on pit road at this time.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if he took damage or if he's just grabbing tires so that he can be out there.
Yep, I'm getting word that he did go off track. Let's go back and take a look.
That same corner.
Yep, I knew that corner was going to be an issue, and he gets iRacing glitch to the wall and has to tow.
Yep, that's unfortunate for him.
Jonathan, that wasn't your fault, buddy.
It looks like Mansfield is coming in the pit as well.
Yep. He's finally bringing that poor helpless car down to the pit road. But, he was pushing some good times, even with damage. I mean, he's not falling off the pace a whole lot. He's at 1:15 for that last lap before the one that he just scored at 1:45.
Yeah, as he goes a lap down, as you saw Neal go by that front stretch.
Yep. Which, I mean, that would happen. I knew that was going to happen because Mason Neal has 0 damage on the car. Brian Mansfield needs a whole new front end.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's I knew it was going to happen. Brian Mansfield took his one quick repair, and he's going to get back out there. He may not finish well tonight, but at least he's not going to be out of the top 10.
Yeah, that's true.
That helps points. That helps points.
It's kind of impossible to be outside the top 10 unless you didn't grid, but
that's true. Now, you know how I told you we were riding along with Don Warren, right?
Yep.
Let's go and ride along with Don Warren and watch his inputs, because he is doing some great moves out there as he crosses the start-finish line. You can see at the bottom right-hand corner, you can see his driver inputs there. I mean, getting around this track is a very technical part. And the line, when the line goes down, he's in the brake. When they go up, that means he's peaking his RPMs. So you can see his braking zones as well. And you see him shifting down there, going into the bus stop as well.
There are really no brakes there.
Nope,
pretty much.
He used his gears to slow him down, which is a good move, really.
Yeah, I mean, then you're not really wearing the tires because you're using the engine to slow yourself down, vice, having a brake and, risking locking up those tires.
Locking up the tires, and you're risking the heat from the tires, or the heat from the brakes getting a hold of those tires and start wearing them down that way too. So
yeah.
But you see, he is fighting the heck out of that car as he completes this next lap. And James Smith, he's still holding strong in his 5th position. He is 32 seconds back from Mason Neal, but with 8 to go, he better get to moving.
Yeah, but I mean, it is road course, so anything can happen. Neil could catch the same fate as some of the other drivers, and catch that wall coming out of the bus stop. But it looks like Eddie Baker's closed that gap. It's now down to about a 3.5 second gap in between him and Neil.
Yes, and they're both clocking their lap times or their speeds. Their top speeds are both clocked at 175, so that's pretty good information to know there. And they've been sitting in the same position. So.
Yeah, I mean, their last lap, Neil did a 1:13.15, and Baker did a 1:13.06. So he is like a 9/100th of a second faster.
Oh, and Tyler Robertson's gonna be somebody to look after now because he's hitting pit road with 7 to go. He's gonna be somebody to watch.
Yeah, so it comes down to is he going to take tires, or is fuel a thing now?
Yep, and I'm getting word that Kevin Coleman and Tyler Robertson has crashed. Let's go take a look at both that. Oh. And Coleman grabs that. I guess me and you are not winning anything tonight.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Yep, so he grabs that wall coming out of turn 11. Seems to be okay, but Tyler Robertson also crashed and had to jump to the pits. And he just got up on them rumble strips and
just sent it.
And he is showing to be out of the race now. Tyler Robertson
blown the engine.
May have, but he's got that quick repair, so.
Yeah, but it is showing him out.
Yep, and Coleman's
well
showing to be.
Coleman, and Wright, So all three of those drivers have
dropped out of the race.
Yeah. That's unfortunate for them.
Yeah, it is. So now we just have to pay attention to Neil, Baker, Killenbeck, Smith, McLaughlin, Warren, and Mansfield.
Yep.
And my guy Don Warren's still in there with the cameras, so we'll keep a check on him and see how he's doing. These guys, you can watch the wheel work that these guys are doing inside their cars. I mean, it's crazy how much they're having to just fight the car around these turns. We're going to ride along with him just a second. We're getting up to come to the bus stop, and you'll see his wheel action here just real soon, right here. You see he's bouncing all in the car, trying to keep that thing straight. I couldn't do it. I mean, I could do it, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, no.
I feel comfortable up here in the booth.
Yeah, I like it up here. We got AC.
You got AC on your side?
Yeah, I got AC on my side.
Oh, Lord.
It's a crisp 62 degrees.
Can you see this through the wall?
Yep.
Can you see what I'm doing through the wall?
No, I can't.
All right, well.
But I'm sure he'll tell me afterwards.
It's not PG-13, I'll tell you that. Maybe PG-14, but I don't think that's the rating.
I don't think so.
All right.
It's rated M for mature.
So, you know who is my biggest shocker of this race so far?
Who's that?
Mike
James Smith.
No, the biggest shock. Mike Killenbeck.
Oh, the big
Mike Killenbeck. You know, he rolled in practice and didn't do really well in practice at all. I'm really shocked that he still has the front of his car. And it's not to say that he's not bad at driving or not good at driving either way. With him having so much trouble in practice, I figured he would have a little bit of trouble in the race.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, it seems like he does struggle a little bit when it comes to, pack racing. I know there have been a few things. He may have not been the cause of them, but he normally gets collected in them.
Yes.
But, here in the road race, well, they're spread out. So you don't really have that to worry about, really.
Yeah, so, but the biggest mover of the race, you are right. That is Mr. James Smith. And he's always a contender every week in a race. I think if he had qualified a little bit better or got a better start, and I would truly think that if these guys had went into some four-course cautions when these guys are grabbing the wall, this race would have been different. As you see, they're getting loose, though. These guys are going to try to finish it out on these old tires now. They both got loose coming out of turn 11.
Yeah, and I mean, Baker's closed that gap. It's now a 2-second gap, and, you know, it's almost a second a lap that he's closing
Baker's
in
around.
on. Oh.
Baker's around. And now he joins the no-hood crew.
Yep, as he runs her into the wall for a third time.
He's trying to get turned back around, but Killenbeck.
Killenbeck.
Oh!
No. Okay,
Killenbeck's going to take that position from Eddie Baker. Eddie Baker grabs the wall. Unfortunately, on 3 to go, it's a sad day for Eddie Baker, but he better just finish it out with no hood.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got an 18-second gap in between him and James Smith.
Look at the right tire. That car's right tire is screwed. Let's see how he does in the bus stop here. I bet that car's a handful to drive now.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Oh, wow.
It almost looks like he's 45 to the right.
Yeah, let's see here. We do have a gyro camera in his car. Well, no, it still looks normal.
No, the toe's still good on it. So
it just looks like the tire's angled in a lot more than what it was before that accident. Let's go back and take a look at it. As he comes down into turn number 1 here. He just gets on those rumble strips, and it just takes a little bit to get the car sideways.
Yeah, I mean, he could have waited maybe a few milliseconds later to get into the throttle, but I think
he was pushing for position.
Yeah, I think he was pushing it. Well, I mean, he closed the gap of 8 seconds down to 2 before that accident. So
yeah, and as of right now, we're going to go ahead and run through the lineup one more time. But as it sits, this may be the finishing lineup here. In first position, we have Mr. Mason Neal. In second place, we have Mike Killenbeck. In third, we have Eddie Baker. He was doing well in second, trying to push. But now between the three there is between first and third, there is a 23-second gap. So yeah, I don't think that's going to happen tonight for Eddie Baker.
No.
In fourth, you have James Smith as he comes to the bus stop. In fifth, you have Brandon McLaughlin. In sixth, you have Don Warren. And Brian Mansfield is coming up in the rear at seventh. I think he is still currently a lap down.
Yeah.
It sucks for him. Tyler Robertson, Kevin Coleman, John Wright are out of this race. They did start, but they're out of the race now. And DJ Kenner and Scott Keys, or Kez, I'm not sure about the last name, like I said, did not start this race. White flag is in the air for Mason Neal as he comes around into the outer loop, as they call it here at Watkins Glen. He will not take the boot because that's not the configuration. He's going to enter turn 10, turn 11, and he will be your winner tonight, as long as he can get through those two turns.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a 20-second lead. So,
even if he spun out.
Even if he spins, I'm sure he can save it in time to get across that line before Killenbeck gets there to him.
Yep,
so.
And as they come down to the line here, the checker flag waves, and he's just going to take her outside. That's a good win for Mason Neal tonight, and it'll help him in his points there towards the end of the season. Killenbeck is going to, as he enters off of turn 10, enters turn 11, and Eddie Baker's on his tail, but it's not going to be enough to overtake Killenbeck for that second position. Eddie Baker will round out turn 11 and finish third. James Smith, as he comes down into turn 10, will do the same thing, and he will hold your fourth position. And Mansfield will have one lap to go, but checker flag's out. He'll take that one lap down. So, well,
Don Warren.
Don Warren will be doing the same thing. Coming out of turn 10, real nice and smooth. Turn 11, real nice and smooth. He's going to take home sixth. Congratulations to these guys. They did really well tonight. Oh,
as he full sends it into the wall off turn 1. Wow. That was like a 180-mile-an-hour crash right there. See Neil doing his donuts there.
Yep. Grab them donuts.
And he'll just burn the rest of the tires off there against the wall.
Good job to him, though. I mean, he deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, as we say all the time, Neil, when he gets a start he wants, he just takes off, and that's exactly what he did. He took off, and he just held it the entire night. So let's see if we can get some of these drivers in here and have a chat with them. So we'll see if we can get Mason on the radio here. Mason, this is Rob in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. So, you started pole position, you finished first. You had some guys behind you catch the wall, but you just ultimately ran away with this race. How are you feeling about that?
Pretty glad. Second one of the season, so pretty happy to take that. It was nice to lead all 25 laps, I guess. Was kind of expecting a little bit of trouble behind because these cars were, as you probably saw, on edge tonight. On road courses, you would think the next gen car might have a little more grip, and it just doesn't have it. So it's a bit challenging.
Yeah. Now, I spoke with you earlier, and you said tires may be an issue. Were they really an issue throughout this race?
Oh, I can check. They didn't feel. It felt like the setup came in after about 7 or 8 laps.
Now, were y'all running a custom setup tonight? Were y'all running Watkins Glen
No,
setup?
it was the stock Watkins Glen setup for iRacing. So
see, I can't usually get through 5 or 6 laps without crashing. So
it's a pain in the butt. I'm telling you, I had to run quite a few laps this week to get used to it. Once you figure it out, it's still got some unpredictability to it, which caught some guys out tonight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Now, Eddie Baker, I will say this: Eddie Baker was tracking you down quickly. He waited till about lap 8 or till 8 to go, and he was doing about a half a second a lap catching up with you. And I think he would have caught you if he hadn't grabbed that wall coming out of turn 1.
I was saving a little bit of gas because the numbers were moving a little bit. I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough, and I wanted to make sure I had enough since I had a bit of that gap. But then I realized I was running a little too much off, and Eddie was coming.
Yeah,
Eddie had a head of steam.
He definitely was, and I think he was ready to hawk you down, which is why he probably got into the gas a little bit earlier than he should have, which turned him around. So, that's a tough break for Eddie, but congrats to you because you won with the 21-second lead over Mike Killenbeck there. So,
yeah, pretty encouraging going into next week. So, and I think that'll help with the points too. So,
yeah, hopefully it will.
Yeah.
Where do you set in points currently? We're not showing the points this go around. We're going to start them next season, so I can input them each week. So,
I was second going into this week, but that was behind Mike Whiting, and he wasn't here tonight. But the way it goes with our race season is we get 2 drops too, so the drops don't factor in until later on. So then it kind of becomes more apparent where people are sitting after about next week or the week after. You'll kind of get a good idea where people are in points.
There you go. Well, good luck to you, and your closing. What do you have to say to your fans tonight? I know you got a few out there.
If you don't chew Big Red, then F you.
Ha!
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Well, guys, that was your winner, Mason Neal. He drove his heart out tonight, led all 25 laps, and ended up finishing 21 seconds over Mike Killenbeck.
All right, let's see if we can get Mike in here. Hi, Mike, this is Rob in the booth. How you got me?
Hey, Rob, doing good. I got you loud and clear.
All right, well, you were fairly decent in this race, and then, Baker got turned around with about 8 to go, or actually I believe it was about 5 to go. He nearly caught you coming out of turn 1 there. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel really lucky. I mean, these guys are so good. My strategy was just basically to hold on, try not to make a mistake, and finish. And I was really counting on them to spin out. But yeah, I could see he's really good, and I knew he was coming up behind me. I was just trying to keep cool and hit my turns, and it paid off. So I'm happy. I'll take a number two.
Yeah. So I know we spoke with Mason and he didn't really say much about tires, but how did your car fare, throughout the race? Were you starting to get loose at all?
Oh yeah, yeah. The last 5 laps. I mean, it was, it was getting really loose for me. I mean, I could barely hang on. So yeah, you can really feel them drop off. You know.
So what was your strategy going into this tonight? You said just keeping it slow and trying to conserve as much tires and fuel as you could.
Yeah, I got some experience on the road courses, so I feel like I'm a little bit better on the road. So basically, my strategy was just to kind of hang on, try not to make any mistakes. I mean, one spin and you're out of it, especially with a guy like Mason, and Eddie Baker. So that was basically it, just to keep my cool and not overdrive it, and it paid off. And I have like I said, I got some experience at Watkins Glen, so it's a fun course. I love it.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
do you also, usually in the real NASCAR circuit, they do full course cautions for spins, right?
Right.
Do you think that may have helped you a little bit tonight if they were doing full course cautions for these spins that were happening?
I just maybe, but then again, I don't think I don't think Mason. I don't know. I don't know if he spun it all. I have to watch the replay, but he would have been the guy to beat. I think that might have just helped the guys behind me more than helped me. Plus, it would have prolonged the race. I mean, if you do that, I mean, the race will be 2 hours long.
Oh yeah. I understand why they did it. I just figured that being a rule change from the normal each week. We do have full course cautions at these oval tracks, and that does bring people back together. Like I said, Mason won over 21 seconds over you. So my
Right.
theory, having cautions out there tonight, may have cut that down a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It might have. Yeah, absolutely. But again, I think it might have more than anything else helped the guys behind me. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I see your point totally.
Yep. Well, good job tonight on your second place finish. It sucks for Eddie Baker, but he did come home on a podium spot as well. Um, congrats, and you got a few people out there that are cheering you on. What do you got to say to them?
Just thanks a lot. It's a lot of fun. Thank you guys for broadcasting. I love watching the broadcast. I'm going to go back and watch it, and I love Happy Hour Racing. I mean, what a great bunch of guys. I'm glad to be able to race with these guys. But thank you very much. Had a great time.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mike. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and hope to see you next time.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
All right, and just for the giggles, let's bring Mansfield in and talk to him about his front end of his car. I want to hear what his decision was on that to drive that first drive around without a front end most of the race.
Alrighty, sounds good. Because it doesn't look like we have Baker on the radio, so we'll see if we can get Mansfield down here. Ryan, this is Rob in the booth. How you got me?
Hey, Rob.
All right. Well, you had a little bit of an unfortunate turn of events there coming out of the bus stop, but ran most of the race without a front end. How'd the car handle after you took that hard look in the wall?
Very, very loose.
I bet you
Yeah.
didn't have anything up front.
Yeah, I hit the white. I got it when I was running third. I barely clipped the rumble strip just the wrong way, and it sent the car straight into the wall. And
Yep.
then that messed up the left side. Then when Coleman and I got together through the bus stop, that messed up the right side, and she was pretty much done at that point.
Yes, we're looking at it here about you two getting together, and that I didn't see that happen, but it sucks that it did.
Yeah, it's just a racing deal. No.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to in the end. Why didn't you go in and get it fixed and see if you could have become a little more fast towards the end of the race?
Well, I knew that if I went in, I was going to go a lap down anyway. So I was hoping and praying that they would, by some miracle, would be full course caution at some point in time, which never happened. So it didn't pan out. Sometimes it's like that, but I'm not real good at road course racing. But I'm happy to get out of here with a 7th place.
I mean, it's top 10, even though you had 10 drivers sign up tonight.
yeah, still top 10. So I'm sure Mason probably closed in a good bit on points. We got a tight points battle at the top. So we'll see how it goes. Not sure where we at next week. Oh, I think we're at New Hampshire next week.
Oh, that's a good little intermediate track.
Yeah, we're at New Hampshire next week.
Yep.
Yeah,
That'll be a
that's
fun little turnout.
Yeah, we ran there in the trucks this past Sunday, and that's another track Mason's quick at. So we'll see how it turns out, though. Thank y'all for broadcasting, and had a good time as always tonight.
Yep, good deal.
All right, Brian. It's it's always a pleasure to have a chat with you, and we hope to catch you next week as well.
All right, thank you both.
Yep. Well, Rob.
All right.
That was interesting.
It was. I
mean,
mean 25 laps at Watkins Glen. We saw 3 drivers without a hood for most of the race.
4, almost
4 actually. Yeah, and it was a great race to watch. I mean, Neil just took off with it, and he's always a top contender. So
every week he's a top contender.
Every week, every race we see him at, he's always sitting near the front. So
yep.
I mean, like he said, he was only a few points back from the lead. So who knows where leading the entire 25 laps and coming out with the the win and sitting on pole, where it's going to put him in the points battle come the next few weeks.
Yeah. And as far as Watkins Glen itself goes, it's a monster. If you know how to race it, you can get some good speed here and do some good passing and potentially win the race. As Mason Neal didn't have to do, he didn't have to pass anybody, but he knew how to take these turns to get fast. There wasn't anybody out there that could match his speed tonight. And either way, even if he would have spun out and damaged his car, I think he would still been a contender in the end. It sucked for our picks, Kevin Coleman and Mansfield tonight. Mansfield was able to stay out there and finish 7th. Kevin Coleman dropped out of the race. Somewhere halfway through, he ended up finishing 9th. It sucks, but that's racing in the end.
Yeah,
and
it is.
You can't be mad at anybody. There's nobody to be mad at for it. So,
no, not at all.
Tyler Robertson took a big hit coming off of turn 1, and he had sounded like he blew his engine. So that's just all she wrote there,
Yeah, I mean that's what it sounded like. I'm not 100% sure that's what happened, but he may have been like Mansfield, where he didn't want to go a lap down if he went into the pits. So it's hard to say really what caused him to drop. But next week we're in New Hampshire. We're doing 110 laps there. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I am too, and we will be broadcasting that. As always, here at the United Racing Network, we will be back on Monday with our Dirt Series. We did Indy on Monday night, so they're going to be they're going to be hungry for some dirt action next week, I believe.
Yeah, so Monday with the 360 sprints, we're going to be at USA International Speedway, and with the 358s, we're at Fairbury Speedway.
Fairbury, I like Fairbury. Yeah. It's a fun little track. I really hope that they do the Chili Bowl this year. It's a dirt track inside of a warehouse.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's on the schedule or not.
I don't see it.
That sucks. I've not raced that one yet. I've been wanting to.
Well, maybe we can talk to the officials and see if we can get that slated in for some time.
Maybe we can. All right. Well, I'm my throat's a little dry. I've got food coming, so I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, I'm feeling that too. And so, just everybody out there, we're glad you joined. And, again, thank you to our sponsors, JP Alfonso Studios, Admin Box, and, the League Happy Hour Racing. Without them, this wouldn't be a thing. So, thank you guys very much. And, thank you to all the fans out there that join us each and every week. And we can't wait to see you on Monday.
Yep. So, guys, we'll be back on Monday night at what time, Rob? I'm not good. Not good with times.
We did the time change, so I'm not 100% sure when that is. Stand by.
We're gonna get that for you. Then we're gonna close.
It'll
And
be
get out
about
of here.
7:45
for the.
Yeah.
For that
7:45 for the 360 sprints. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, guys, we'll see you next Monday at 7:45 Eastern, 6:45 Central. My name is Andrew Spears, co-host Rob McDonald. We love you. We hope you stay safe tonight. Lock your doors. The world's a crazy place. We love you, and we'll see you Monday evening. Have a good one. This broadcast is the property of the United Racing Network and Twitch.tv. All reproductions of this broadcast must be approved by the United Racing Network staff. United Racing Network does not claim any responsibility for mishaps that may occur while listening to this production. United Racing Network reserves the right to delete, mute, unpublish, and or move streaming locations without notice. The opinions of the announcers are not influenced by sponsorship, league administration, or any other outside entities. Thank you.